There's only one Blade, and he is here on Comic of the Day, right here on Comic Evolution. This is Blade the Vampire Hunter #1, written by Ian Edgington with artwork by Doug Wheatley and Chris Ivey. Now at this time with Blade, he is a major part of the Midnight Suns, a big team member of the Night Stalkers, and he is finally getting to go back out on his own. Fair market value is $40 raw with a CGC 9.8 at $210. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. It's the Battle of the 90s here on Comic of the Day, right here on Comic Evolution. This is Wolverine number 88, and this awesome story was written by Larry Hama of G.I. Joe fame, with artwork by Fabio Laguna and Mark Farmer. Now, this is the first battle of Wolverine and Deadpool. They have had many more since then, and check out that awesome cover art by Adam Kubert. Near mint fair market value is $45 raw, with the CGC 9.8 going for a hefty $300. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. The name's Gambit, and we've got him right here on Comic of the Day on Comic Evolution. This is Uncanny X-Men number 266. This awesome story was written by Chris Claremont with artwork by Mike Collins and Joe Rubinstein. Now, this is the first cover and second full appearance of Gambit, and check out that beautiful cover art by Andy Kubert. Near mint fair market value for this book goes for about $45 raw, with the CGC 9.8 at around $300. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Peter Porker, the spectacular Spider-Ham, swings right into Comic of the Day here on Comic Evolution. This is Marvel Tales, play on words, #1, and it was written by Tom DeFalco with artwork by Mark Armstrong and Joe Albello. This is the first appearance of Peter Porker, the spectacular Spider-Ham, and we've seen him in Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. Fair market value for this book runs for about $25 raw, with the CGC 9.8 going for $148. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. One of the hottest selling modern comics flies into Comic of the Day right here on Comic Evolution. This is Invincible number 87, written by Robert Kirkman with artwork by Ryan Ottley and Cliff Rathburn. Now, this issue here, my son got signed at Baltimore Comic Con last year. This is one of his favorite artists, and he's read the entire series, and he absolutely loves it. Near mint fair market value unsigned is $18, with the CGC 9.8 going for about $120. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Spider-Man's gone platinum here on Comic of the Day, right here on Comic Evolution. This is Spider-Man #1 with artwork and the writing by Todd McFarlane. The Torment storyline, absolutely fantastic. This here is the Platinum Edition with a print run of about 10,000, and 7,000 of those went to local comic shops as a thank you for this book selling a massive amount. Near mint fair market value is $513 raw, with the CGC 9.8 going for $3,800. Guys, if you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. We've got an awesome one for you today, all the way back from 1967 for the Comic of the Day right here on Comic Evolution. This is Marvel Superheroes number 12, written by Stan Lee with artwork by Gene Colan and Frank Giacoia. Now, this is the first appearance of Captain Marvel for Marvel Comics, and if you know why there's a Captain Marvel in Marvel Comics, let me know in the comments section below. It's a neat piece of comic book history. Fair market value for this book is $90 in high grade, with the CGC 9.0 going for $325. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. The Mistress of the 90s makes her debut on Comic of the Day, right here on Comic Evolution. This is Lady Death, the Odyssey #4, and this was written by Brian Pulido with artwork by the late Stephen Hughes. Now, this is one of several miniseries for Lady Death that came out in the 90s before her ongoing series in 1998, which went for about 16 issues. Near mint fair market value is $3 raw, with the CGC 9.8 going for about $100 or more. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. He's back, and we've got him right here on Comic of the Day on Comic Evolution. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 316, written by David Michelinie with artwork by Todd McFarlane. Now, this is the first full cover and third appearance of Venom, and that artwork right there is iconic and classic, homaged many, many times. Fair market value for this book is $153 raw, with a CGC 9.8 going for a whopping $450. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. The Untouchable comes to Comic of the Day right here on Comic Evolution. This is X-Men number 8, all the way back from 1964, written by Stan the Manly with artwork by Jack the King Kirby and Chick Stone. Now, this is the first appearance of Unus the Untouchable. We are in the early days of the X-Men, and this also is a milestone for Iceman. He mutates further from more snow-based to an ice-based form. High-grade fair market value for this is $180 raw, with a CGC 3.0 going for about $100 or more. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. It's the reign of the Superman on Comic of the Day right here on Comic Evolution. This is Superman number 78, and this epic 90s storyline was written by Dan Jurgens with beautiful artwork by Dan Jurgens and Brett Breeding. Now, this is the first cover appearance of Cyborg Superman, Hank Henshaw, and he deceives everybody into believing that he is Superman resurrected, cyborg body, and all of that stuff, and does some pretty nasty things throughout this storyline. Near mint fair market value is $3 raw, with a CGC Signature Series 9.8 going for $153. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Autobots, roll out. We've got Transformers on Comic of the Day right here on Comic Evolution. This is Transformers number 7, the current run from Image Comics, written by Daniel Warren Johnson with interior artwork by Jorge Corona. Now, this is the Dallas Fan Expo variant, the John Boy Myers exclusive, signed by John Boy. Fair market value for this book signed is $30 raw, with a CGC 9.8 Signature Series going for around $120. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. We are going into the realm of Dungeons & Dragons right here on Comic Evolution's Comic of the Day. This is Dragonlance number 1, and this is written by Dan Mishkin with artwork by Ron Randall and Randy Elliott. Now, this is based off of the immensely popular line of RPG books and written novels written by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. If you haven't checked any of this out, I highly recommend it. You will not be disappointed. Near mint fair market value for this book is $12 raw, with a CGC 9.8 going for around $85. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Superman vs. The Flash comes to Comic of the Day right here on Comic Evolution. This is DC Comics Presents number 1, and this was written by Martin Pascal with beautiful artwork by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez and Dan Adkins. Now, this here is the fourth race between Superman and the Flash, and DC Comics Presents is actually a title that focuses on Superman interacting with other characters in the DC universe, similar to Marvel Team Up over in Marvel Comics. Near mint fair market value is $15 raw, with a CGC 9.8 going for $140 or more. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Spider-Man swings into action on Comic of the Day right here on Comic Evolution. This is Amazing Spider-Man Volume 5, number 1, and this awesome story was written by Nick Spencer with artwork by Ryan Otley and Cliff Rathburn. Now, this is the Boston Fan Expo exclusive, signed by Humberto Ramos, and I absolutely love this cover. Near mint fair market value unsigned is $6 raw, with a CGC 9.8 going for about $70. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. The war of aliens vs. Predator spills over onto Comic of the Day right here on Comic Evolution. This is Aliens vs. Predator number 3, and this amazing story was written by Randy Stradley with artwork by Phil Norwood and Robert Campanella. Now, this is part of a 5-issue miniseries 0 to 5, and just take a look at how gorgeous that cover is. Near mint fair market value is $7 raw, with the CGC 9.8 going for about $100. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. It's the debut of the Spider Armor right here on Comic of the Day on Comic Evolution. This is Web of Spider-Man number 100, written by Terry Cavanaugh with artwork by Alex Saviuk and Joe Rubinstein. Now, this is the first appearance of the Spider Armor, lasts this entire issue before it gets destroyed, but it was an absolutely cool thing along with that gimmick cover from the 90s. Fair market value is $9 raw, with the CGC 9.8 going for $89. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. The X-Men have their hands full with the Locust right here on Comic of the Day on Comic Evolution. This is X-Men number 24, all the way back from 1966, and it was written by Roy Thomas with artwork by Werner Roth and Richard Bosch Ayers. Now, this is the first appearance and origin of the Locust. I don't think we've seen a whole lot of him since this debut, to be honest with you. If you know, let me know in the comment section below. Fair market value for this book, mid-grade, is $58, with a CGC 9.2 going for $376. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Deadpool and Carnage smash their way into Comic of the Day right here on Comic Evolution. This is Deadpool number 5, written by Alyssa Wong with awesome interior artwork by Martin Cuccolo. Now, this is the San Diego Comic-Con variant with beautiful cover art by Drew Zucker. Fair market value for this book runs about $7 raw, with a CGC 9.8 going for $60 or more. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. The Spectre brings judgment to Comic of the Day right here on Comic Evolution. This is the Spectre number 2 from all the way back in 1968. Written by Gardner Fox with beautiful artwork by Neil Adams. Now, the Spectre was reintroduced for the Silver Age over in Showcase issue number 60, and here's his first official ongoing series, and it's really developing him as a character that turns into the wrath and judgment of God that we know so much. Near mint fair market value for this book goes for about $45 raw, with a CGC 9.4 going for $175. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. It's a new Ultimate Spider-Man in a new Ultimate Universe on Comic of the Day right here on Comic Evolution. This is Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2, number 1, written by Jonathan Hickman with amazing artwork by Marco Cicchetto. Now, this is Spider-Man all grown up, but he doesn't become Spider-Man until he's an adult. Married to Mary Jane, they have kids. Uncle Ben's still alive in this universe, and personally, I like it better than the mainstream Marvel Amazing Spider-Man title. Ladies and gentlemen, fair market value for this book is $90 raw, with a CGC 9.8 going for $180 or more. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. The new Superman movie comes out this week, so what better way to start off Superman week here on Comic Evolution than with Superman: A Friendship Unleashed. This was written by Ivan Cohen with interior artwork by Travis Mercer, along with that awesome cover right there. This was the Milkbone promotional comic that you had to order on the website, get Milkbone dog treats for your dog, and get a super awesome comic book right there. Near mint fair market value is $35 raw, with CGC 9.8s, which are hard to get, going for a whopping $275 or more. Guys, if you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to go see that new Superman movie, because we are too. We will see you next time. It's the Marvel Age of Comics right here on Comic Evolution. This is Fantastic Four number 1, and this landmark issue was written by Stan the Man Lee with artwork by Jack the King Kirby, George Klein, and Christopher Rule. Now, not only is this the first appearance of the Mole Man, Giganto, and the Fantastic Four, but this is a landmark issue in the fact that this ushers in the era of the Marvel Age of comic books. Now let's go into 1961 pricing here for this book. Mid-grade, you're looking at $50,000 for a mid-grade copy, guys. And 9.6 sold for $2,000,000 $40,000. That is absolutely insane. Guys, if you like this type of content, hit the like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Silver Surfer number 50 is the comic of the day right here on Comic Evolution. We are in the middle of the Jim Starlin and Ron Lim run that leads into the epic that is Infinity Gauntlet. This is the first foil embossed comic cover, and take a look at how shiny and beautiful that is. Fair market value goes for $7 raw, with the CGC 9.8 going for around $85. If you like this type of content, hit the like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time. If This Be Doomsday. Fantastic Four number 49 is our comic of the day right here on Comic Evolution. This was written by Stan the Man Lee, and artwork goes to the legendary Jack the King Kirby. This is the first full appearance of Galactus and first cover and second appearance of Silver Surfer. Mid-grade fair market value, meaning 5.0 or higher, goes for $423, and a CGC 2.0 goes for $280. Like, share, and subscribe for more.